Welcome back to my channel. My name is Deshawn and this is Lush Uncut. Hello YouTube family, it's your girl LaShawn. I am here in the flesh, alive and well. I know I have been absent from YouTube for an extended amount of time, and I do apologize for my absence. There has been a lot going on in my personal life that unfortunately prevented me from finding the time to be as consistent as I would have hoped to be at this time on YouTube, considering that it's an election season and this election cycle has been absolutely positively nuts. I was very sad that I wasn't able to find the time to cover it here on YouTube, but as for the moment, I think I should be able to be more consistent moving forward. Now, I do plan on doing a separate video sometime down the line, kind of talking about what I went through in these last couple of weeks, because not that I feel like I owe you guys an explanation, but I felt like I learned a lot that I really think is important when it comes to navigating adulthood, navigating just life in general, and just learning how to trust God. So brace yourselves for that. It should be coming out. I should be talking about, I should be putting that video up on YouTube probably after November 5th when this whole election extravaganza concludes. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time going back and covering events that I missed here because, like I said earlier, this election cycle has been completely insane. I figured that it would be a better use of my time and your time for me to kind of just jump right into the current stories, what's happening right now, what happened today, yesterday, the last couple of days, because I feel like, honestly speaking, it's just too much for me to go back, and it seems as if there's just a general theme with this election cycle that I feel like the things that I want to talk about today kind of just covers it in general. So I'm just going to jump right in. So just to get an update on the state of a race, I have grabbed a clip of CBS reporter Norah O'Donnell, and she's going to state some stats about, the polls and so on and so forth, but she is also going to be spreading some Democrat propaganda. So let us take a look at that.
We are now 6 days out from Election Day. Nearly 60 million votes have already been cast in early in-person voting and through the mail. And the latest polls suggest the race could not be tighter. Both campaigns are locking their focus on the battleground states. Vice President Kamala Harris rallied in North Carolina and Pennsylvania today and is in Wisconsin tonight. Former President Donald Trump was in North Carolina earlier and tonight is also in Wisconsin. He landed in Green Bay just a short time ago and then pulled this campaign stunt, speaking to reporters from a garbage truck. Proof that he and his supporters are giving no grace to a gaffe by President Biden, where he, in his explanation, inadvertently called Trump supporters garbage. This, of course, was in response to that racist joke about floating garbage told at a Trump rally just last weekend. Vice President Harris is distancing herself from the negativity and trying to drive home her unifying message that if elected, she will represent all Americans.
So there's that. The big topic of conversation in this year's election as of late is garbage, which I think is so 2024. You absolutely just cannot make this stuff up. Now, she said that we're not giving Joe Biden any grace for calling all of us garbage, which I think is absolutely insane, coming from the people that are still talking about January 6, 2021 in November 2024. So y'all want to talk about grace? And yes, you can say that the two events are not the same thing. The point is, y'all know how to drag something. So stop acting like you guys are the most gracious of people out there. Y'all are not. And on top of that, let's not pretend, okay, that Joe Biden didn't mean what he said. Joe Biden and a lot of Democrats, prominent Democrats, do in fact think that Trump supporters are garbage. So the man just said what you're all thinking, and now you want us to give him grace. But even as she said that, what I have been witnessing online in response to Joe Biden's garbage comment is not offense, it's not appall, it's not any type of like drawn out dramatic. Nobody's hurt about it. In fact, as she mentioned, we're just having fun with it. You can see Donald Trump took the opportunity to be Donald Trump and troll Joe Biden and his supporters with the garbage comment. And I came across this post on X from an account called The Right Answer, and I think they summarized this whole situation quite perfectly. They said, there is no better example of the left versus the right than the two garbage incidents. The left spent 3 days being offended over a joke a comedian made. When the president called conservatives garbage, we got a garbage truck, made a bunch of memes, and had an absolute blast. So I honestly think what they're really mad about is that the joy campaign is actually the Trump campaign. And I think another really good example of this is when Trump went to McDonald's. I think it was in Pennsylvania a couple of weeks ago. Was it a couple of weeks ago? Or was it like last week? That's just how much has been happening. Whenever he went to McDonald's, they were all big mad about it. Oh, he's making a stunt. He's making fun of lower class Americans. I saw that and my heart fluttered. I was like, oh my God, how can you not love this man? He went to McDonald's. He made fries and he looked like he was genuinely interested in learning how to make fries at McDonald's. And then he served people at a drive-thru in the apron and everything. You can't get more Trump. You can't get more American. You can't get more, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was a home run. It was a beautiful thing for him to do during the presidential campaign. And they were mad because y'all are not creative enough, one, to come up with something like that. Your candidate is not charismatic enough or down to earth enough to even be put in a situation like that and not make a fool out of herself. Y'all know that, and that's what y'all are upset about, okay? So don't be mad at Donald Trump because he's having more fun, okay? So that's one. Now, moving on from that, I came across another video on X. Just a heads up, literally everything I'm going to talk about in today's video is from Twitter because that is where I get most of my news of Democrats being completely and utterly delusional. Let's take a look at that.
Too political? My bad. I just don't know if I'll be able to own a credit card without my husband's permission in 7 days.
Oh, did I get too political? My bad. I just don't know if I want to get rid of overtime in 7 days.
Oh, I've gotten too political? My bad. I just want to make sure I have access to birth control in 7 days.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I guess I don't know if I'm going to be a U.S. citizen in 7 days.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I'm just worried I won't be able to love who I love in 7 days.
Oh, did I get political? My bad. I just don't want my mother to be denied her health care because she has a pre-existing condition.
Oh, I'm being too political? My bad. I'm just fighting for the future of my daughter.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. It's just that I don't know if my family in Western North Carolina will be warned of the hurricane coming in 7 days when the National Weather Service is gone.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I don't want them to start rounding up immigrants to deport in 7 days.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. The only reason I have a daughter is because of IVF.
Oh, I got too political? I just don't really want JD Vance tracking my periods in 7 days.
You know, you could watch a video like this and be like, yo, these people are crazy. They're insane. They are so misguided. And all of that is absolutely correct. But this is actually very scary when you think about it, because we are in the information age. These people have access to an unlimited amount of information. They can actually find the facts regarding their perceptions, you know, the things that they're talking about, like the IVF, the rounding up of immigrants, the JD tracking, you know, their periods. They can find out that all of that is completely untrue. It's literally a click away on a computer, but yet they live in their delusion. And the thing about it is that these people vote, right? And they are going to be the future leaders of this country. And you have to think to yourself, why do they believe in the things that they believe? Why is it that these people have the perspective that they have? And quite honestly, it's the propaganda from their supreme leaders. They are literally just regurgitating information that they got from their leaders, honestly speaking. You know, think about like Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, the Nancy Pelosi's, the AOC, you know, all of these Democrat surrogates, the politicians, the pundits, the actors, the whole plethora of the Democrat elite. This is the nonsense that they're spewing, and their loyal followers follow along and just take in everything that they're saying. And you might be hearing this and think to yourself, LaShawn, well, Republicans do that too, conservatives do that too. Not in the same way. Okay, first of all, and I can only speak for myself and some conservatives that I know, we take the time out to actually check the facts behind what we think, like what we believe in our perspectives. And that's something that I actively do regularly. I check my blind spot because I never want to look that dumb. But anyway, speaking of their supreme leaders, here's an example of that. This is a clip from Michelle Obama. She had a campaign stop in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and just listen to some of the nonsense that this woman says.
But to anyone out there thinking about sitting out this election or voting for Donald Trump or a third-party candidate in protest because you're fed up, let me warn you, your rage does not exist in a vacuum. If we don't get this election right, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage. So, are you as men prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety? And to the women listening, we have every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us.
Basically, what she said there is that if Donald Trump is elected, then all women in America, our lives are in danger. And even throughout this speech, because I watched the whole thing, she manages to somehow put abortion and breast cancer in the same umbrella. And she used the umbrella of women's health and basically said that because they're attacking abortion, Trump and his, MAGA Republicans, that means that the entire women's health, system, the whole thing is basically under attack, which is just it's so evil what these people are doing. And again, they know what they're doing. So when you see something like this and you look at the videos of these women, these people saying these absurd things, it's like no wonder why they think the way they do. So again, it's sad, but this is what we're dealing with. But anyway, for a dramatic effect, following along in this whole theme, here is Whoopi Goldberg just being a complete clown.
He's not going to, say, oh, you're with a white guy, I'm going to keep you from being deported. No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
Now, you're probably wondering, what in God's name is she talking about? It looks like she's talking about Trump's promise to deport millions of illegal immigrants out of this country and back to the countries that they came from. And she's basically saying that Donald Trump is going to break up. Like, say if you are married to an illegal immigrant, he's going to send your spouse back to Guatemala, Honduras, Venezuela, or wherever you came from, Haiti, wherever. And then he's going to now take a white man and put a white person, I guess you can say, and then form a new couple because, And this is on national television. This is what I'm saying. No wonder why these people are voting the way they do, and no wonder why they have the opinions that they do, because they're listening to absolute lunatics. So just to nail in that point, Daily Wire reporter Cabot Phillip posted this thread on X. I think it was yesterday. And there are a couple things in this thread. There's a couple things in this thread that I wanted to highlight. He said, I spoke to 1,000 voters from around the country this election. Here's what I learned about Trump and Harris supporters. I asked every person why they were voting for their candidate, and there was a clear contrast in the two answers from Trump and Harris folks. Trump supporters overwhelmingly pointed to specific policies of his that they missed: the economy, taxes, immigration, foreign policy, law and order, etc. Harris supporters overwhelmingly pointed to her personality, tone, and vibes, or Donald Trump's racism, as a reason for their support of her. With the exception of abortion, Harris voters almost never mentioned any sort of policy as a motivating factors. Most Harris supporters admitted the economy was bad, but almost none thought she had anything to do with it. One of the most common answers I heard was she has no control as VP, but will fix things when she gets the chance. So clearly, as you can see here, that the difference between conservative Trump supporters, whatever you want to call us, is that we care about policies. We care about actual tangible things that matter when it comes to our day-to-day lives, where on the Harris side, it's either a vote against Donald Trump or a vote for abortion, which is just wild. And in addition to all these very obtuse, just random issues that don't exist, like the fact that this woman thinks that JD Vance is going to track her period because we have the time for that and the resources for that in this country, or the desire for that in general. It's crazy because This whole thing, the Democrats' main message, the only reason why Kamala Harris has any real type of support is because she's promising Americans that they're going to be able to murder their children in utero. That is her biggest appeal, which really speaks to the spiritual sickness in this country and the overall bigger problem that we are facing. Like, it's not just about Democrat versus Republican. We are dealing with a demonic agenda that is hell-bent on destroying this country. And the fact that they're using child sacrifice and child murder as their main push to get support is honestly wild. And what's even wilder about it is that they have people that's like, yeah, I really, 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 really need to be able to kill my child before it's born. It's very important to me to be able to do that. Even though Donald Trump and J.D. Vance has said over and over and over and over again that they will not support a national abortion ban, that is not enough for them. They're like, I need you to come out and say you can murder your kid for as long as you want to. No restrictions, nothing. That is what these people want. And they conjure up all these imaginary issues. You know, it's not just abortion, it's the immigration thing. It's a whole thing about like same-sex marriages. Nobody have been talking about same-sex marriage in this election. That is not something you hear on the right. It's only people on the left that's like, oh my God, he's going to attack my sexuality. I'm not going to be able to love who I want to love. We are living in two realities, and I think that's the scariest part of it. Now, is there anything else that I want to talk about before ending this video? Because I was trying to keep it short. Does not look like I was able to have that happen. Blah 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 blah. Oh, there's a point here that I want to make. And this is super duper random, but when I think about the likes of Michelle Obama, the Nancy Pelosi's, the Joe Biden's, you know, those people who are really super Democrat, super elite, the movers and shakers of the establishment. Like, we know who those folks are. The Clintons, I don't even know who else, but the big dogs, you know, in all of this. And this is a thought that I've been hesitant to share, but I really do feel it. It does bring me some level of comfort knowing that hell exists, because when you're witnessing this as an everyday American, just really trying hard to get by, just, you know, trying to stick to your morals, trying to stick to decency, who believes in this country, who believe in the values of its founding fathers, who wants to see this country succeed, and look at the division. And it's actually genuinely heartbroken, because yes, I may not agree with any of those Democrat voters. I may have strong objections to their opinions, but I still see them as fellow Americans. I don't see them as garbage. I don't see them as deplorables. I don't see them as fascists or Nazis. I don't see them as these evil people, because most of the leaders, I guess, on the right, we generally don't have that perspective. So when you're seeing the way that the Democrats are instituting this division, and the fact that they know what they're doing, because I refuse to accept the idea that they actually believe in the nonsense that they're spreading. I really truly do believe that people like Michelle Obama is actually intentionally dividing this country. It's not only a method, but it is the end goal. And just knowing that, and you know, when you think about it, it is infuriating and it's enraging, and knowing that you really do have a limited amount of power in terms of your ability to slow down their mission or combat what they're doing. Yes, there's prayer. Definitely, if you are a child of God, pray for this country. There's also just keeping certain things real, like, for example, maintaining relationships with your family, because I'm pretty sure this is something that you've heard before. It seems as if Democrats are trying to divide us, not just against, you know, racial lines or political lines, but gender lines. They're trying to go in between man and woman, husband and wife, to create division in order to basically get votes. Now, all of that being said, something else you can do is make sure that you foster healthy and loving relationships. So yes, there's things that you can do in a sense to combat that and stick to your values and to stand up for your values. But when you see all the power and influence that they have, and, you know, the fact that you have millions of Americans believing the lies that they keep being told, it is enraging. Like, where is the justice? You know what I mean? Where's the consequences for their actions? How is it that these people are allowed to be so darn evil? And then I remember LaShawn, hell exists. And I'm not damning them to hell. I really am not. I truly pray that one day they come and they repent for their actions. But it's like, you know what? what does the scripture say? Vengeance is not mine, it is the Lord's at the end of the day. So that is the end of this video. I know I went on literally for way too long. I actually wanted this video to be about 15 minutes and we're going on 20. So I'm gonna cut it off here. Forgive me because I feel like I was chatting a lot, and I hope that this video made some type of cohesive sense. If it didn't, I do apologize and plan on doing better when I look at this. But that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for taking the time out to check out my channel. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, throw something in the comment section below. Let me know what your opinions are on the current events regarding this year's election. Who do you think is going to win? How concerned are you in terms of what's going to happen after whoever gets into office gets into office? Just let me know what your thoughts are. And if you have not, hit that notification bell so when I upload, hopefully sooner than later, you will be notified. Thank you and have a wonderful day.